unmute, and welcome to Biscuit 10 RPG, everybody! As I said to them prior to this game, I'm dialed to 12 today because, you know, and then I went down to a 10. It's fine. Anyway, welcome back. We are about to start the Red Runners, a Red Opera run. Before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and throw out some stuff here real quick. Check out my Ko-Fi and all the other shit. Quite frankly, it's awesome. I haven't posted much recently because I've been way too busy with edits. The one thing I can say up front is that assuming everything goes like it's supposed to, and it will, because I've already gone through the first round of edits, we're doing a second read through and fixing some minor things, but everything is basically ready to go for the first gate. So anybody that backed the Black Ballad will absolutely be getting their copies, probably if I can arrange it, by the end of this month. It just depends on how quickly I can get the emails. That being said, for any of you that watched this that did back, um, at either just getting the add-on, or if you got the loot box, which I don't get any shares of that one. It was a whole thing. There was a lot of those that were sold, and I'm fine with that. I just added it in there as kind of an extra pleaser thing. There will be a link in the loot box version because you won't get it from DriveThruRPG. That will be to email my business email if you want what the people that ordered the first gate to get, which is a 50% off of the physical book when it becomes available. Now, that physical book will actually come with the PDF as well. It won't be a special edition like the PDF that comes with the Black Ballad, because it will be chopping out all of that stuff, and then I'll have to delete an entire set of letters and numbers from the first page of the book just to make it not look weird. Oh, woe is me having to do extra work. That being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Session 24, last session, was called Stranger Danger. I don't know what the hell is wrong with us. The party begins mid-battle with two ferocious dragons and on the ropes. Starting out the round strong, Augustine healed the party and they began the counterattack in hope of pushing the dragons back on the ropes. I used ropes too many times in one paragraph and I'm upset with myself. That's not written, this is ad-lib. After a few solid hits and a failed save against Polymorph, the glass dragon shattered to dust and the smoke dragon entered the realm of Mario as a toad. I put in parentheses because that needed to be said. Trying to figure out how to handle the dragon when the spell wears off, they were approached by a strange little creature with orbs for eyes, gangly hands, and a mouthful of perfect teeth. Offering to solve their dragon problem if they were willing to play teeth. Begrudgingly, the party relented, leaving Jasper, as it called itself, 2 teeth richer and 1 dragon less, before finally entering the Well of Souls. After some research and investigation, they found the well was missing the balancing power of radiant energy, leading fate to demand that Majin contact her patron and help her find a way to fix the well. Majin acquiesced, yes, I know how to spell that word, and a pact was formed, filling fate with an overwhelming power and the ability to repair the well itself. Gabbing, gabbing, it's supposed to be grabbing. Spelling is not my forte. Grabbing bits of stone and weaving the threads to correct the issues that seemed to be plaguing the well, all while Majin seemingly being restored and less fragile as the pieces were put back in place. Once the repairs were complete, Majin speaks up and asks the party to follow them. I have something to show you. Follow me. And then I put at the very bottom here, so I wouldn't forget, oh yeah, during the dragon fight, Unya got murked, so I need to ready a letter, which is how we're going to start this session, everyone. So, I'm going to go ahead and put up the little thing here. Here we go. A little letter burning, because I'm not good at doing Photoshop. Hope y'all like that. Master, I have learned much on my travels and find there are more ways to hone what we do. I have not diverged from your teaching, but rather expanded to truly find my way. Pursuing druidic guidance and expanding to their circle of dreams has allowed me to further understand my astral self. I do still intend to one day found my own monastery as a sister to yours. but it will embrace. Wow, that just disappeared. That's fine. But it will embrace the qualities of diversifying through other lessons. I am traveling to a city founded by warlocks where I have heard they make great agreements for knowledge, and there are speculations of those being with powerful beings. I will write once I have uncovered more truths to these teachings. Your devout student, Unya. Now, anybody that watched the last episode knows that Unya had awoken for a moment in a field covered in ash, a large golden wheat field, ash raining from the sky, and what appeared to be a vortex in the sky, before promptly being told, it's not your time yet, you're not supposed to be here, and waking up to find himself alive once again in the middle, right after the dragon fight was kind of wrapping up. So, that being said, we're right back where we were. I'm going to take a drink of this because we announce our actions these days. Makes more sense. To go ahead and reiterate to you all what has happened in the last episode is um, after Fate contacted her patron, uh, you all sense that there's an otherworldly power about her. You're not sure what it is, but she seems to have a more solid connection as a warlock than really any warlock has ever experienced, and perhaps that can be chalked up to the fact that she made the pact directly within the Well of Souls. But the point is, she's brimming with power and was able to manipulate not just the well itself, but pull the strings that lead out, making deals of all sorts with other beings inside and outside of our plane, um, and reassembling the well, slowly healing the scars and cracks that were permeating through it. As she did this, you all kind of noticed in the background, right before Majin spoke up, that fixing the well actually uncovered a tunnel of sorts behind the well, and that is directly where Majin is walking to. Fate just follows. Um, Unya and Riva, you don't feel a compulsion to disagree with this logic, and you will follow suit. But everybody else, you have a choice. Are you going to follow Majin?
Augustine wants to call after Majin and just say, do you not think that perhaps you should talk to your friend first? Or I could talk to your friend regarding what I saw.
Which friend to you refer? I have many friends. Well, you referring to Fate?
I am.
We've already spoken.
So she knows that the pact was made with you. Directly.
Is that what you think?
That is what I saw.
Oh, do tell. What exactly did you see?
I don't know, storyteller. What exactly did I see? Because you said that from what I could gauge, she had directly made the pact with Majin.
Yes. So the thing that everyone physically saw, that you got a slightly better read on because of your perception, was that when she reached out to her patron in the well itself, um, you saw the energy reach out from the well, but not only was the energy sparking and lashing out, as she was repairing it, Majin began to exude the exact same energy that the well was comprised of. Lightning and just that hue, and then kind of being rejuvenated after the well was fixed.
So essentially, just that whole power course was going between the well and the two of them.
It was going through the between Fate and the well. Majin wasn't directly interacting with the well at all. Except at the beginning, Majin had pulled like on a string and then let it go, and that's when the everything happened. And the only thing you remember that Majin actually said was, "It is done. The pact is made." But there was no direct connection between Majin and Fate herself, or Majin and the well itself, other than the well and Majin seemingly exuding the same energy.
So what part of it and this may just be
So
that I'm
you
not
read, so
understanding too.
your perception check really read into the fact that why in the hell would Fate suddenly becoming more powerful combined with um, the well itself? And if that's the case, why would Majin say the pact is made? Wouldn't that be another entity entirely? Then you combine that.
Right. Let's see. You benefited from the repair of the well, from fate's strength growing. Yours also grew. And why would you be the one to say that the pact was made?
Oh, just simply announcing it so everyone could hear.
Except you would not have been a part of that pact unless it was made with you. Unless you wish me to believe that you were doing for Fate what she does for others, because to my understanding, Fate can communicate and make her own deals
This is true.
quite well.
Absolutely, but Fate doesn't have an understanding of the well the same way I do. After all, I've been here
Mm.
before. Think of me
So then
as
you
a conduit in this situation, I guess.
hmm. Then why would you be a conduit then?
Eh, lots of reasons. Having been here before, um, having a greater knowledge of this area than most people, including people that have been here before with my multiple tries, um, and the fact that I was curious enough to learn more in order to, enhance things. I've come here multiple times while others have only ventured in here once at most, and others have died trying on multiple occasions. So,
That is also interesting.
It's somehow more
That
suspicious that you haven't died before coming in here.
precisely. Thank you, Issa. Because the thing is, you, by what we understand, you were just with Fate, with the King. Like you guys were all fairly equal. Started out together out here. So, how is it that you are so much more powerful then, if you are not a patron? Because as we've seen, even if you were not one before, people can become patrons.
I don't know. I tend to
Insight check. There's no way he doesn't know.
No, no,
Insight check
no,
as
no. He's
well.
so Majin is obviously hiding something, but it's not out of maliciousness. Maliciousness. It's just a very coy sort of. Eh. Look, when you've been around as long as I have, and even them, you get bored and you like to experience new things. I mean, Majin reaches into Jean's bag and pulls out an apple and starts just munching on it. I mean,
I had an apple in
seriously,
there.
how did you not know you had
Dear
an apple?
God.
So then let me ask you my question again. Are you going to discuss this with Fate? Because I feel as though that is an important conversation to have.
We'll discuss when she's ready.
Can I look over and try and gauge how Fate is taking this whole conversation?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Let's see. I'm just rolling in here. 19. That was a crappy fucking roll.
It's fine.
Wow.
Fate seems rather nonplussed and in thought, kind of. Like she's thinking like deep thoughts with Fate.
Is she buffering?
Yeah.
New
Little bit?
podcast.
Okay.
Deep thoughts with Fate. Let's go ahead and make sure that I have the right one here. Yes. All right, we're gonna do a little background here. See if that works out. This one should be a relatively. Why did that not work? Play, dummy. There we go. I promise you things will become a little bit more clear if we go this way. Plus, it's a easier way
Because
out in the long run.
you've been quite forthcoming thus far, clearly.
And every time you've taken us into a new space, it's only to watch us bleed.
That's harsh.
Getting a little over that.
I have not led you anywhere you didn't want to go. And there is a just wide grin on Majin's face. And I'm wondering
I may
why
be
my thing
young by
isn't
your
ready.
stand.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I may be young by your standards, but I am not stupid, and I am not following you.
Well,
If you will deceive someone you have known far longer than us, and dance around properly explaining to her why you did what you did, then we cannot trust a single thing from you.
very well. If you wish for Fate and I to have a conversation right here, right now, by all means, we will have one. Majin simply turns and looks at Fate and says, Fate, do you have any questions about what has transpired? Fate looks up for a second, as if she was really just yanked out of a deep thought. And she goes, No, I don't. Everything's become very clear. I think now is the best time, once we're able to talk to Dorian and finally see if we can put this madness to rest.
Augustine is gonna shoot Issa a look like, I still don't fucking trust this. Something feels off about this.
Yeah. Exact same, like, the audacity of this bitch face coming back.
Come on, I
And
mean,
I would say we should perhaps hurry back. As soon as that is handled, the better.
I apologize, everyone. I'm having troubles with Roll20. I don't know what is going on here. Oh, it's probably because of their
Roll
cloud cover.
20's been glitchy for like the past week.
This is upsetting, and I'm saddened. Everybody roll for technical difficulties. Okay, here we go.
It's
There
like
we go. It's
initiative, but boring.
There. Here we go. There's the proper mood music. So, we've talked. I promise you, I'm not leading you into some sort of trap. In fact, I'm leading you, in a manner of speaking, to knowledge of yourselves.
See, it's the manner of speaking. Like, just fucking say things.
Well, it ruins the surprise, and I'm all about the presentation.
just so roundabout.
Do
It's like,
any of us
you can't
strike
just
you
get
as
to the point.
interested?
Majin looks directly at Riva and Unya and goes, What? They're interested.
That's
When,
funny because didn't I hear that you made a pact with Riva?
Did I?
I thought so.
We're all doing great.
We all see what we want to see, don't we? And
I'm not seeing
besides,
any things that I want to
patrons are
see.
very powerful, aren't they? Is it too hard to think maybe just maybe they can look like whatever they want? I'm hardly the only blue tiefling in existence. Unya, it hits you, though you don't say anything. This is the voice you heard in the fields. Like I said, there's no trick, there's no trap. In the grand scheme of things, if I was trying to make anything happen, I feel that I would have already gotten what I wanted. And if I am as powerful as you say, why wouldn't I just force you to come? Instead, I'm asking politely. Majin walks over to you, Issa, puts their hand in your backpack, pulls out a pomegranate, opens it, and begins eating the seeds.
I don't even want to know how long that's been in there.
How long have we had all this fruit?
Why is there
I
only
love
fruit?
that that
could've
is your
sworn all I had
question.
in there was jerky.
Is your power to summon fruit out the bags?
That is such a
It's just-
useless power.
It's odd.
It's only useless if you
neat,
don't
but it's odd.
enjoy the great things in life. Music.
What part
people.
of a bag apple is enjoying things in life? Do you know what else has been in his bag?
Little Sebastian's been in there.
Yeah, probably
It's-
quite frequently.
Majin walks over.
Little Sebastian's hygienic. Don't worry about it. He never touches the ground. He's on my shoulder the whole time.
Majin walks over and pulls out a plastic container holding kind of a fried corn chip of some sort and this orange cheese, and he goes, things that, well, nachos.
What kind of container is that?
Whose bag did he just pull that out of?
Jean's.
Okay, that makes
John's
slightly more
taking
sense,
his
but
bag
not
off, and
enough.
he's digging through there. He wants
Okay.
a snack.
There is nothing
this
in there
is
but your
becoming
stuff.
Actually,
John, did you have a
Is it-
snack portal this whole time?
I don't even know what that thing's made out of. What?
Which
This is
part of it?
becoming
The part that's going in his mouth or
physically
the part
painful.
that's not?
My-
I'm confused and I'm kind of scared.
they can
like-
produce it from anywhere. They're pulling it out of the bag area because it is more of a flare. It confuses you, entices you. It is a parlor trick.
I mean,
She
I've
gets
seen
it.
Who's being
space
enticed by
stations,
this?
but this is a whole different kind of level.
I mean, we all dream about being able to do magical things, right?
Yes, my greatest dream is to be able to pull Cheese Whiz out of anybody's bag.
All right. First off, that does sound rad.
Don't help him.
I feel like we're really off topic here.
Maybe
Hey.
a little bit.
Anyway,
Are we going to the tunnel? What's going on, gang?
And I'm just saying,
Majin goes, feel free to walk out the way you came if you so choose, but I promise you, you follow me. There's no danger that awaits here, and I know of an easier way out.
Can you swear that on your power?
Yes.
What was the area he was going to lead us towards?
The newly uncovered tunnel.
Augustine just walks past Majin, doesn't even look at them, and just says, I am not following you anywhere, but I will see what you have back here.
Ah. Just looks at Fate and goes, I like her. Majin follows your lead and just goes, be careful. There's an edge here. So, as that happens, just to make sure that it's clear to everyone, Fate has definitely changed. There's a radiance that surrounds her. And Majin, obviously, you've noticed, is happier than ever. Rather than leading you out the way that you all came, which is the expansive void littered with stepping stones, the new passage has been revealed, all due to the broken rubble of the well's pillars being realigned. As the party ventures, which is you all, a little deeper through the labyrinth, along this new path, everyone make perception checks.
$19.
23.
32.
Wow!
I'm gonna have Bo give me advantage. Wow. 16. That is the lowest Augustine I think has ever rolled for perception.
It is easily the highest Issa has ever rolled, and it was a nat 20 with a plus 12.
It could be argued you're
9.
rather distracted right now.
That's fair.
All right. So those of you that got a 10 or above, as you journey deeper through the labyrinth along this new path, you see out of the corner of your eyes that there are aberrant beasts lurking in the shadows that either slink away as you grow closer, and some even appear to bow at your passing. The sound of rushing waters can be heard ahead, and this path soon becomes a bridge. As you walk up to this bridge, on one side is a sheer cliff face depicting stories in the forms of pictures, and if you look hard enough, there's words carved into here. One thing that you all individually notice is that your entire life story is carved into this wall. Each one of you spots your own name and immediately follows it back, all the way to the day of your birth. All the actions and choices you've made are recorded here. And as you get closer to the end, the thoughts that you're thinking, you see that it branches off. This pathway with your name on it branches off into different directions, and then crumbles away, and then reforms, and then crumbles away, as if those choices have yet to be made. You looking around, you see other names, some that you don't recognize. You're free to look for anything you want here. And Majin simply steps up and goes, "This is what I wanted to show you." Feel free to look and learn. I promised you knowledge, and here you will gain it.
And what is the price?
No price. You've already paid it. You made it to the well.
Augustine wants to look for her brother's name. Probably gonna regret that, but she wants to look for her brother's name.
Roll me a investigation check.
Oh damn, that is far worse.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna make it easy for you.
Well, I'm still gonna have Bo help me, so I'm still gonna have that advantage. 19.
Okay. You actually see that your lines intersect for quite a while, as if going back and forth and back and forth, intertwined as your stories were merged. You see variants go off and then come back as different stories of Elliot. So I had to look over at the envelope because I forgot, because that's how I prepare. I forget things and then look and go, oh, names. You see the story of Elliot Chevalier carved in this stone. You follow its path to the disappearance that happened. You find out a little bit more about what happened on that fateful night. when your lines intersect once again, that that fire that was started was not started by a patron. It was started by another warlock who was sent on a mission to try to recruit you for their patron in exchange for your life. And this is where you see the moment. This is after the deal has been made. That a hand helps you out of the rubble and then immediately vanishes. And that is the time where you had spoken with your patron for the first time. And you had made the deal that you are currently locked into. Anything in particular you'd like to know about Elliot's life?
Mm, how he became a patron.
So, you, about 20 years prior to Elliot's disappearance, there was a run-in with a mysterious figure. The wall doesn't name it. There's no line cross or is intersecting with Elliot at this point at all. It's just noted as a mysterious figure, and Elliot being told about what was to come. Said in 20 years, your sister will be in great danger, and you have a choice. I can help you with that choice. Or you can leave it up to chance, see if maybe she survives, or perhaps takes a different path in life. Nothing's set in stone. And Elliot's told about the fire and the warlock involved. And he responds as anyone would, very flamboyantly, going, "Oh, no, 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 no. The only person that's going to cause her a migraine is me." And Elliot asks, "What can I do? What can I do to prevent this from befalling my beloved sister?" And the figure only says, "There's a place you can go where deals are made. You know this place, but there will be one that meets you there and can take you to a mural, whereupon you inscribe your name. You will be forgotten by all unless you can make a better deal for yourself." You will gain the power to save her, but it will cost you dearly. And the figure vanishes. The rest of it, the rest of the 20 years is, there's a good solid couple of months where Elliot ponders this, thinking, it could just be a trick, it could be a trap. And eventually talking himself into, what's the worst that could happen? I can take care of myself. Always the stubborn, very sure Elliot travels to Yonkoth, where he meets the stranger again and ventures into the Well of Souls. And that's when you see it. Following the line, it ends and becomes different. There's a different energy about it after this, but right where it ends, you see in Elliot's own handwriting, Elliot Chevalier, for love. And then the line going after that is on and off, intersecting with other lines here and there until 10 years later, when it intersects with yours and travels alongside of you. All the way until now. I'll let you ponder that.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to know?
Yes, but I'm not sure I want to take the emotional damage.
You've taken every other type of damage. Why not?
But I'm sensitive.
It's okay. You can go into Little Sebastian. You'll get better.
Yeah. Jean is going to find his section and go towards the beginning to see if he can find, hopefully, the name of his parents. Since he was sent here so young, he has only flashes of memory.
So this is
He
where
is
I,
looking
as a
for a
storyteller,
connection.
didn't ask the right questions. So we're going to make these up on the spot.
Ha!
How dare you, you son of a bitch. But so you find your timeline and you see where you're at right now with the branching, crumbling, branching, crumbling, branching, crumbling, and you follow it all the way back to what looks like a cataclysmic event. And there's a break for a split second, and it's almost as if you lost the trail leading back to your birth, as if it was somehow snuffed out, and then just a split second later, it pops up. Shut up, Haley. Get out of the chat. Anyway, so you're it blasts back, and you're following it kind of backwards as you're going. Okay, who is this? Who is this? You see the moment where you're thrust into this world through a portal, and then it's kind of replaying backwards for you as you're going back, and it's not just a physical representation of words on a wall. It's actually being kind of projected into your mind, because that's how you kind of understand the world around you, because there's always something going on. Goes all the way back, and you see it the day of your birth. The kingdom is unlike any world you've ever seen. It's filled with not so much angular shapes, but there's rounded, kind of like in our terms, like a futuristic society, but merged with magic. There are strange carts on the street, seemingly propelled by magic. It's very off-putting. All right, here we go. Don't mind me. This is the DM buffering. Where the hell is it? Okay. I do like how this isn't working. My apologies. Okay. Here we go. You're human, correct, Jean?
I am a green tiefling.
That's right. You're a tiefling. I'm an idiot. It's been so long. Okay. All right, here we go. So as you're going back to your, I don't think any of you are human, actually, now that I think about it. Except, nope, Riva's a half, a Goliath or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am.
So you actually see the moment of your birth your mother hands you to your father after the birth, and you hear the name Lunaf. It's our son. He's gonna do great things one day. He goes, he's got your eyes, Maya. I hope he's as strong as you are. You've learned the names of your parents.
Yep. Sure did. Okay. Jean is just going to kind of rest his hand on that section of wall and just kind of stand there and bask in this moment uh, for just a bit.
Okay. All right.
All right, who's next?
Who else has questions? Who else wants to look? Now, I will say that any of you that have any connection to a religious pantheon or anything along those lines, you can actually see, Augustine, you picked it up pretty quick, that even patrons are on this wall. But there is also it's basically any creature that has passed through here at some point.
Can I check 2 things?
Sure.
Okay. First one is I want to look for Majin's thing. So I want to see if he's my patron. Gotta confirm it.
You find the moment of your death, and there's a blip of an unknown person. But looking through the rest of the tapestry, you don't find Majin's name.
Nowhere in it?
Not once.
Is this guy's name not Majin? What's their name? Okay. The other one I want to check is I want to look for my mother, Irina Armstrong.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I want to check and see how they're doing post my death, I guess. How they've been since I've been gone.
So you look, and you realize that their name's not on here either. The only time that their name ever appears is in your timeline.
Okay.
And you kind of think about it and realize, oh, they've never been here. So the only interactions they have
Bear with me.
are with you.
I think we can find some comfort in knowing that none of our family's been here. It's good. I'm trying to think if we can do anything else. Can I check for like? I guess the only person I would have I could look for in my timeline is Fate or Lacroix.
Okay.
Okay, Lacroix.
So
To see like, is their past?
so you look, and you don't find Lacroix, but you do find Fate. Fate. The one thing you see at the end of Fate's is I need you to make a perception check as you're kind of looking over her timeline.
That's not good. 8.
Okay.
Sorry, 9.
All right. So it looks the same as yours, where it's at currently, constantly in flux, breaking and reforming and breaking and reforming. However, you see hers breaks off with far less branches than you all. A lot of you have these massive numbers of potential like places that you could go, and as it pops up, it quickly disappears. There are 3 distinct paths that branch out from Fate and then crumble, and then different variations of those paths. That's all you get from that. But the one thing you do get from this is the major points that you would know immediately looking back is that she made a deal directly with the Well of Souls itself.
I
Anything in particular about her life you want to look up?
kind of wanted to see what, like, I want to know what it was like when they're all like friends, like Dorian, Lacroix.
So you want to go
Or
further back in the Wayback Machine. Okay.
yeah, I want to see what was going on.
So go ahead and roll another perception check to see if you can pinpoint that location.
Better 19.
So you're like, oh, that's why I couldn't. It was intertwined with all the. That's weird. Why does it keep going all this way? Because her line intersects with so many. Um, and as it goes further back, it goes all the way back to probably about, if you're reading this right, 300 years. And there's a part where her and Dorian intersect, and then you see moment blips of Lacroix pop up. For the longest time, you see that her and Dorian were lovers in the beginning, and that as the Shadelands grew in power, and you see the point where, kind of branching off of that, there was a rift. Shortly as you're following, you're like, why did that? Okay, I don't see him really with all of them after this point with Lacroix. So you kind of look back and you kind of follow Dorian's path. Dorian entered the Well of Souls a long time ago. Not alone, but there is mention of another person with Dorian at the time. And it was shortly after this that the rift between the 3 of them started. At first it was Lacroix kind of drifting off, just kind of disappointed with some of the choices that Dorian was making, warning that making these pacts with such powerful entities would be the unraveling, would kill him, if not worse, because they cannot be reasoned with. They got along for the most part, making sure that the Shadelands were settled and built and the 2 cities were made. But eventually that all came to an end, much later on down the road, and that's when you stop seeing their lines intersect almost altogether, as if they're on opposing sides. The only one you can follow is Dorian's, and Fate's now. And Fate has had fleeting interactions with Dorian after the rift between those 2 started. The only interactions you kind of see after that with Lacroix is moments where Lacroix had confessed to Fate his undying adoration, maybe even love. And Fate, having already dealt with the breakup and fallout of a relationship with Dorian, was not interested. And it seems to be that kind of intersection for the longest time. Fate rebuking anyone who's tried to gain her affections, as it were. Lovers scorned, it seems. It seems there was a fallout between her and Dorian regarding. She felt what he was doing was dangerous and worried for him, and gave an ultimatum. And he said he had to do what was best for the land and the people, keeping everything in check. And then that's kind of where they break off. Fleeting interactions between the 2 of them, just about matters of city and state. But for the most part, they kind of trail off from each other outside of the more recent interactions between Lacroix and Fate herself, leading all the way up till now.
I think I feel a little bad for prying into her life, and then I step away.
Okay.
Good for me.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to look at?
Augustine wants to go look at Fate's more recent stuff. Specifically starting from when they entered the Well of Souls onwards. Well, yeah, from then onwards. Just trying to see if she can get some clarity about like the pact that was made and try to gauge what's going on with Fate right now, because she feels like something weird's going on with Fate.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, I will again have Bo help me. Love my little pocket advantage. 27.
So, you see the exact same thing that Riva had seen. However, you notice a little bit more clearly that all of your lines, everyone that's here right now, they're intersecting. They're kind of twirling around each other, heading down the wall. And then you see hers kind of break off, and those three break, reform, break, reform. But the one thing you notice is that all of her endings, or at least the ones that you can make out, tragedy. You're not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's a choice yet made, but you know that whatever it is, it's huge. It's the one constant in every single one of the choices that pops up. Is there's one that is cataclysmic, there's one that is sorrowful, and there is one that is basically war. And they intersect and they break and they come back and they break and they come back in varying forms or fashions of one way or the other. But for the most part, those are the three vibes you get from the wall. You're not sure what it means, how they're connected, or if it is what it is, but you just know that what you're seeing here is that fate is destined to play a major role in something. And you all kind of seem to be in the same boat. Your lines are a little bit different. Some of yours kind of go a little bit further and then crumble away and then go a little bit further and crumble away. But ultimately, you're all kind of right here. It shows you, as you look at your own line, your investigation, looking into this, etc. And you see that other people are looking as well, and you're kind of looking at their lines and going, oh, they're also investigating. Maybe not getting the same information as you, but everything right now is kind of on the precipice. Everything you are doing at this very moment is being recorded on the mural. The only thing you don't see with your perception, just like everyone else, Majin is not on this mural. And when you look, there are only 6 lines woven together in this moment right here, right now.
If I look at moments I know
Mm-hmm.
Majin was present in,
Mm-hmm.
does it just seem as though they weren't there, or is it like someone nameless, or
It appears to be someone nameless or just, an interaction with someone.
Augustine turns and looks at Majin.
Majin is just
How
looking
did
at
you
you
find
with
my
a...
hometown?
Find your hometown.
How did you like it? Did you enjoy your visit when you came to speak with my brother and tell him that I was going to suffer some horrible fate?
I like learning new things and I like enjoying things. Now, as for whether or not that was me, yes, it was. I wanted to make sure that you were set up for success.
Why?
Have you
Why
ever
me? Why us? We were urchins. We were orphans on the streets. What would make you take an interest in us?
how to put this in a way that doesn't stupid hang on. This is not the GM buffering, this is the GM realizing that wires from his chair have intersected with the rest of the chair and made it so that he can't turn his chair. And he's going to break something. Sorry. Play. I've been around for a long time, and despite that, there's so much more to learn. The taste of a crisp apple, the delicate seeds. I can't remember the name of the pomegranate. Sorry, that's the DM being like, "Duh, buffering of a pomegranate." The games people play. You, of all people, realize that the world is a stage. Every once in a while, if you find out something and you can make a change for someone for the better, why wouldn't you? I did it because I could.
Augustine's like processing for a moment, and it's like she still looks angry. I could have changed my path.
Could you?
Whatever you saw, whatever you thought you knew, it could have changed. What you did took my brother from me.
Did it? I gave your brother a choice. I told him to consider it very carefully. And ultimately, he got a far better deal than others that have come before. I only had a few stipulations, and he stuck to them. Letter of the law. Begrudgingly, I was a bit annoyed by that, but ultimately, he made a choice that saved your life. I'm not taking credit for that. I don't want credit for that. I saw potential. And I wanted to help your dreams come true. Have you not been successful? Despite some of your own insecurities and fears? Have you not learned along the way? You've been scared for so long, yet finally you let down your guard with almost complete strangers, and they accepted you. I helped you find yourself despite yourself. And I will not apologize for that. So be mad. Good. Let it fuel your decision making. Because ultimately from here, your choices are your own. They always have been. I merely gave him an additional one that he didn't know was possible, like I've done so many others in the past.
You were wrong. I didn't achieve my dreams. Because the moment he left and I lost him, my dreams were to create a life for him and I. And I still do not have a way of doing that. Because he is still a patron. It's still out of my reach.
So your dream is to...
Have my fucking family back and take care of him the way he used to take care of me. Still does, apparently.
What are you willing to give up for that dream?
I'm not making a deal with you.
I'm merely providing you with a choice. There's potential one way or the other. You can think about it. Come back to me at another time. I'm not forcing anything, but I can help you. And I'm more than willing.
Augustine just turns away. She has to process again. She has a
Issa!
lot to go over in her head.
Issa, Unya, any of you got some questions or things you want to research?
Actually, I'm gonna go look at my timeline at the point where I no longer follow the path of the druid.
So, you're talking about when you made your deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking over it, everything plays out exactly as it did in our story so far. You were offered a choice and in a way to revert time. You actually see a crack where the druid portion kind of split off. And for a moment, it looks like there's two timelines kind of whirling around each other until it abruptly stops where you made this deal and backtracks. And that's what creates the division originally. It's as if time has been altered to give you the powers that you now have. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's no problems. It's just you made a choice. And Megoro granted you that which you sought.
I'm curious
I don't
about
know if
something
sook
else
is
now.
a word. Deep thoughts.
No, I
Sure,
remember
brother.
that I just died, right?
Uh,
Right.
yes. Uh-huh.
What does that look like on my timeline? That point.
Okay. So, you actually are looking through it, and you don't see any mention of a figure. You just see that a voice of someone spoke to you. You woke up in a place that you've never heard of before. It's weird. It's called the Sunless Crossing. And then you were back, seemingly having been resurrected, and the one thing you can tell is that you're still connected to Megoro, but the line's slightly different. You see that it's intersected with the well.
Reva, did you look at where you died?
I did, but just for look at Majin's peanuts, right? Did mine look like what his did?
Your perception check didn't pull up anything. You were too low.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Whatever, I died.
I kind of want to go look at Reva's.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll perception check to see if you can find that spot.
Can I give the help action since it's my timeline?
Yes.
$25.
Biscuit flavored Palpatine. What the fuck? Yes. You see something similar, except where yours happened in the well, there's a slight line. As you look back at Riva's, you actually see that there's a very faint, uh, kind of a string almost that actually slams directly into the well. It kind of branches off for a second, goes into the well, and then pops back to the normal timeline as if it kind of circumvented and came back.
Do we know of anyone else that's died?
The only other people you know that have died are dead. Thinking about that, it is very strange to you all that those of you that have died came back at all. Because rumor in the Shadelands has it, if you die here, you're gone forever. There is no resurrection. There is no power, no wish that can bring you back. The rumors.
If you die in the Shadelands, you die in real life.
God damn it.
Speaking of which, I'm going to need all of your addresses.
Wait. No!
I
Shit,
don't like
too
this.
late.
You already know where I live.
I'm counting on you forgetting where that box went, so stop it.
See if I got it.
Put it away.
Ah, yes. The address is right here.
Things that nobody ever wants to hear.
Absolute goblin man.
So, I'll let you ponder that for a moment. Issa, you've not taken a gander at this wall and looked up any information. What piques
I'm-
your not-so-smooth brain?
I'm gonna take it as a compliment because I know it would make you happier if I thought it was an insult. I want to see what Lacroix is doing right now.
Lacroix is not present on the wall.
All right, because he buggered off to do stuff away from us, and I was worried that he was doing something fucking stupid.
Well, you all know that he was intent on starting a war.
Well,
He never
yeah,
hid that, yeah.
just curious where he is in his planning, so to speak, according to the wall.
From your looking at it, you realize that the only thing it's portraying on this wall is beings and creatures and peoples that have passed through the Well of Souls, or basically made it this far.
Out of sheer curiosity, I'm gonna see if Rizel made it this far.
Rizel's name is not in here.
Cool. I want to take a look at my own timeline
Okay.
and see if I can find where we first, in theory, based off of the memories that we have, met Unya and Riva.
So, go ahead and roll investigation.
All right. $25?
Ooh, fantastic. So you actually look back, and as you look over the timelines, it's weird, it's peculiar even, that you've been traveling with them since the beginning. You don't know why you don't remember. It's weird. You see conversations that never happened. You see witty banter and threats that were made. Something about hitting children.
Shit, that means that Augustine has forgotten all of that. Yes! Amazing. We get to do this twice.
But yes, you see the moment you all had made it to the Shadelands to find that contract, to figure out what was going on in the woods. You remember all of the puppies and their absurd names.
Quoting Mr. Bojangles.
Mr.
And
Bojangles.
Jimble Jambles.
And Jimble Jambles. Now I have to go back to that map. It's a requirement, you know. You gotta remember these things.
And
Is that
you,
the right
and
map?
you, and you were there.
Oh, this is it. This is all
You
the...
did not just pull Wizard of Oz.
Here we go. That's right. We got Jambles, Jimbles, Jimble Jambles. Is that Prometheus, Tammy, Greg and Mathia, Walter and Bob. And you saved all their lives. One of them got a little injured. It hurt.
Hmm.
But yes, it's peculiar to you that... And then you look and you go, oh, interesting.
Huzzah.
You compare it to the line where you kind of re-met both of them.
Mhm.
And there's a weird energy about it, and that's when you notice it too. Their deaths both correlate and have a lifeline to the Well of Souls itself.
So wait, they don't remember me now?
Nope. The only one that remembers you is Riva.
It's you and me, pal.
Interesting.
Just looking over at
I have one
Augustine,
that's-
it's just buffering.
I have one that is silly and just a sheer curiosity. I want to go back further down my timeline and just out of curiosity see if me and Errol ever made it close to this place before.
So,
Just in the sheer dumb fuckery that was our lives, did we ever stumble anywhere near this?
roll me a investigation check to see if you notice something peculiar.
11.
All right. So something that you notice that's a bit odd, and it takes you about a good 20 minutes to really piece it together, and this is while everyone else is looking too. You realize that their name is on this wall too. They made it here. And the last time that they stepped foot in the Shadelands was on your escape. The reason why that marker was owed to Kodiak is because Kodiak found them broken and bleeding on the shore after making it to the Well of Souls. And saved their life. Sworn to secrecy, never to tell you what had happened. Seeking
technically-
treasure for things untold. Trying to find power to, you know, get the riches, so to speak. But never really understanding what he had found. Simply
Alright.
passing through, barely making it.
That tracks.
And that is where the limp really came from.
Out of sheer curiosity, I want to see if there's a spot here for the Mother of Mirrors.
Yes. You look and you realize that there's more than one type of patron for each type of gift that is given. And it takes you a little bit, but you actually kind of see, oh, it correlates with mine, following it. While you see a lot of others that kind of transcend, like, you know, present this same power, branching off later on, but you actually find the original root, and that is actually your patron. You don't have one of the sub-patrons that are able to manipulate these powers and take on warlocks for themselves. You are connected to the true Mother of Mirrors. We
The
see.
true Mother of Mirrors.
Mhm. You don't see many, but there are others that have made it here, and you see the same thing as you're looking down the line. You see names inscribed on the mural itself. Blackheart, Decius, Jim.
Right. Jim, the Mother of Mirrors. Yeah, all right, sure. I'm rolling with this.
It's actually Jim, the Father of Mirrors, but who's counting? But yes.
I really don't play in person, so I can't throw something at you.
Ha ha.
Does it say the original name?
It does not. The original Mother of Mirrors is a nameless entity from beyond. A primordial power, so to speak. Not necessarily a god, but powerful enough to give its power, and it utilizes, as you see, as most patrons do now that you're looking at it, it all comes through the well. This is a channeling spot.
Interesting.
You notice that there's a point where you see before the powers were there, and then you see the moment that the Mother of Mirrors had found this place almost by accident, kind of just flitting around different planes, ran into this place, thought it a curiosity, and left. However, from that point, you see a line traveling through the well. This entity's line, and then you look and you're kind of seeing that there's a lot of patrons that they were all over the place over here, but they all kind of intersect in the center and then start going back out again. Please, no one ask me to draw you a map of what this looks like, because it's fucking bonkers.
I'm just imagining the most complicated subway map right now. With
Y'all
like a
seen
choke
the
point.
Sunny in Philadelphia meme? Charlie, like, looking at the board with all the lines on it?
Yep.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is basically
Okay.
what you're looking at.
Cool.
Little Pepe Sylvia moment.
Yeah.
Has anyone considered looking at any of our shopkeepers that we?
Well,
Want to
now
check
I'm
out the
curious.
Zobel? The Zobel Baubles? Have a...
Did you say that out loud so we can start doing
Yes, we
this?
did.
Okay. I'm gonna look for Kodiak.
Okay, Kodiak is not on the board outside of your interaction.
Fair enough. That's the extent of the ones I give a shit about. So
Fantastic.
Carl
Did we
can
say
be
that we-
weird.
Huh?
I would say, did we look for Biscuit or Carl or any of it? I'm very curious about that little kobold and what the hell I signed myself up for.
Biscuit's probably here, I'd imagine.
Is he? I'm
I
looking
mean, we
for
can
him.
all look for Biscuit at this point.
So
Group
everybody,
advantage check. Put the DM on the spot.
everybody roll Arcana to see if you can figure out what Biscuit's patron is. That's the first thing you'll need to figure out, because you'll all notice
got it.
immediately that Biscuit is not on here.
I got a 20.
Okay.
I got 18.
23.
Okay.
She's gonna sit out from
21?
this because she's still having an existential crisis.
That's fine.
So you
Existential
won't get any
way.
rolls from Augustine for this.
Okay. So anybody that got above 18, you know that Biscuit's patron is known as the Infernal Chef, among many other names, including that creepy guy with the ladle. Yeah, that's written in the book. You'll thank me later. The one thing you do notice is that outside of a few names scribbled here and there, neither Biscuit nor his patron are featured here.
Weird.
You do see some others that kind of mimic some of those powers a little bit, having scrawled their names in and going through the well itself, but in an abstract, this is one patron that is not connected to the well. And one absolutely insane kobold who apparently never ventured in to the Well of Souls.
Just because you said something and my brain ran with it like the goblin it is. Now I'm curious.
Sorry, you froze.
Yep.
Damn it.
What? Uh-oh.
Is it along the same lines of what I'm thinking is the better question?
I don't know.
I'm not trying to write something.
Okay.
God damn it. Hold on.
Okay. Technical difficulties. Do 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 do.
Actually, no, never mind. I don't care if I'm frozen. Is there a guy? Is there a patron for mimics?
Shh. Yeah.
What's his name?
It's it's some weird eldritch entity. It's not related.
Roughly translates to
Can
Bob.
you say it?
Right?
Yes, thank you. That's what I wanted.
Healer.
Can you spell it how?
Q
Yeah,
at
a lot of
the
plans
for
XP.
notes.
In American, it's pronounced chili. You bastard. But not
Well, I think
related
I'm
to
done.
anything you're used to, because I haven't created that fucking subclass, and now I have to.
Despite all the warning signs, you do love me.
There are patrons of mimics, yes.
Cool.
Absolute
All right. Well, I'm done
psychopath.
ruining your day.
All right. How's everybody else doing?
Ruby's just probably going through her timeline, just kind of reliving her memories.
Everybody make a perception check. It's going to be a low one. You'll probably make it.
Oh well, crit.
It is
25.
good night for my perception. I'm gonna relish this. It's never gonna happen again. 32.
18 for me.
14.
Okay.
19.
All right. So as you're all kind of looking at the wall, having your individual existential crises, your trauma moments, you know, the things that make for good storytelling. Majin kind of walks over to the side and summons up a table and just sits at it. As if just enjoying watching what you're all doing.
Augustine was tempted for the briefest moment to say we aren't here for your entertainment, but then realized how very ironic it would be for her to say that and counterproductive, so she's not going to say it. The Bard, we're not here for your entertainment.
Whose bag did he pull that table out of?
I love that that's Reva's first thought. How
I
table?
checked. I didn't have a table in my bag. I checked.
You sure,
I
John? You had a lot of food.
A surprising amount of food. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm surprised I don't have cheese all over my stuff. That was... I don't know.
Augustine would like to pull one of the bottles of wine she has out, open it, and take a drink.
Okay.
With this ensuing conversation.
So Majin kind of reaches over beside the table and pulls out a glass. Share?
Yeah. Fuck
You're
it.
assuming a lot, buddy.
She'll pour some for them. Fuck it.
Much obliged.
It's the black wine from before that she randomly has 3 bottles of.
Ah,
At this point, I
Kodiak,
feel
you
like the
finally
pulling
did
things
it.
out of random.
Huh?
At this point, I feel like you pulling things out of random locations is just because you're bored.
What, me?
Mm-hmm.
No. That was because she had brought out wine, and I love food. I love games.
Clearly,
Variety is the spice of life.
There was-
Why not enjoy?
What in the Coraline are you on about?
pretty sure you already said it. Pretty sure that's already been said. But the point is that you keep randomly pulling things out of nowhere. You violated two people's bags. Because I don't remember ever
This is
hearing
what
you
you're
ask if
indignant
you could
about.
get into them.
Majin looks at you and goes, I didn't hear the bags complain.
Do
Are
we
the
have to
bags
worry about a
alive?
tiefling molesting our bags in the most literal sense of the words now?
I do not know this man very well, but I will at least say that the bags are not sentient creatures.
Unless
No,
you're
I'm
that
not so
kobold.
sure
Can't
anymore. This has
quite.
gotten real weird.
Just taking just really inhaling
Okay.
the bouquet of the wine, just going, whew, this is
So
brilliant.
all this weirdness aside, especially the fact that she literally just said she doesn't know me, can you answer one more question for me?
Sure.
Do you know what happened to my displacer beast?
Majin looks particularly amused, leans forward and goes, you have a displacer beast?
It was
In
supposed
theory.
to have been delivered.
I feel like this is
Where?
something you should bring up with your patron, or not your patron, the one guy you ordered it with, not Majin.
Well, see, that's the thing. He's not really part of this whole thing, apparently.
Oh, do you know who it was?
Pretty sure he goes by Infernal Chef.
Oh. Majin reaches up, plucks a string. No. We can do it, but we have to go back there.
What can we do?
We can ask him, it, her directly. But they haven't traveled through here
No,
yet.
I was just asking if you had any clue about what might have happened.
No. Unless it happens during your timeline, it's not recorded. And I mean, with
During my
you
timeline or on my timeline?
on your
Okay.
timeline, yeah. Unless the
So
displacer
there
beast
might be a
made it
displacer
down here.
beast.
Huh?
Well, there might be a displacer beast loose in the city. So
Majin just grins at you.
Augustine takes away a drink. Augustine just like,
Let nobody say our group isn't great with distractions.
you know, I don't know who you are, and the more that you speak, the less I want to know you.
Aww.
you called me an
You shouldn't
acquaintance
say that about
once.
your friend,
You-
Augustine.
I don't know who this man is. I don't even
don't-
know his name.
Can
I'm going back to my timeline.
Okay, you're
I
going.
Can
literally
I
just-
actually? I just want to grab Augustine gently by the wrist and show her exactly where the
The
where
break
I
is?
saw on mine, but on hers.
Okay.
Don't
So-
want to say anything. Just
Just like, kind of like, shh, look right there. And
I'm going
you-
back to when
Okay,
I
Rafiki.
bled myself.
timey wimey
It's
fucky
Ruth.
wucky.
I'm going back to where I bled myself. I want to see if it talks about who I spoke.
Smart.
You're what?
Where I bled myself
Okay.
just before Augustine found me almost dead.
Okay.
Was it Augustine? No. I
No,
don't-
Augustine
but
was
yes, I
one of
wanna
the
see
people
if
in
it
the
talks-
room, but
It was the whole party. We all found you, bro.
I
No,
think
no,
I
one
think
of you-
Issa
one of
was
you
the one
I
that
think it was
found
Reba.
you.
to my room first.
Or was it
I think it
Reva?
was me.
Yeah, it
I
was Reva.
believe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Reva. Either way,
And
that's the
I-
part I want to see.
Okay. What do you want to see specifically about it?
I want to see if it tells me what entity spoke.
So it doesn't give you a name for that entity. it's very difficult to make out, and it's in a language you don't understand. But it was an outsider.
Now, when you say a language that's difficult to understand, are we talking like the patronymics difficult or the Mountain of Madness difficult?
I don't know what either of those is off the top of my head because half of that got knocked out and it froze. But suffice it to say, it's in a language that is undecipherable. It's not the Majin, a masked figure not named, etc. It's an actual name, but you look at it and it's maddening to try to pronounce it as some of the letters and stuff are shifting.
Cool. Anyone here? This. Can anybody decipher this? I'm
Is it-
saying this out loud to the group.
Is it common or giant?
No.
I might.
So no for you.
No.
Hang on. I should be able to read languages. Like, I was just fiddling with all my stuff, and I do have comprehend
it-
languages somewhere in here.
I do have.
It's occurred to me that I was told not to trust this entity because we know nothing about it. This is its name. If we have this, then I can tell you, or then you can tell me if we can actually trust it or not.
I have.
Before I decide to
Um,
bleed myself again.
I don't know if it makes a difference, but I do speak Abyssal and Deep Speech. Speak, read, and write.
Nope.
And I know Infernal.
Nope.
I can cast tongues, but it works only on spoken language.
Nope.
Oh, so that's
But-
common. Yeah, because I have.
I can do comprehend languages if that's useful.
Would
You have
you
to
like to
touch
do
the thing,
comprehend
right?
languages?
I don't know if it's going to actively fuck up my brain, but sure. Why
I
not?
can-
This is
do
my
it.
favorite day.
I hate you.
Hold on.
As you reach up and kind of run your
No.
fingers along the name, I need you to make a
Mhm.
wisdom save.
All right.
As pure truth gets filtered into your brain.
Wisdom save, wisdom save. 14.
As your hand touches it, we'll get to what you see in a second, but everyone else just sees her make it to the end of the name, freeze up, and fall over. You are paralyzed for 1 hour. Now, as for what happened in your
Movable
brain,
paralyzed or like stuck as a board paralyzed?
you cannot move. People can move you.
That was the question.
Yep.
Like, am I posable or not?
You are not. Well, they can pose you. Yeah, it's just you can't physically
That's
move
what-
yourself. Yeah. So if
Yep,
they wanted
cool.
to move, yeah.
Thank you.
So basically,
So
ding!
Sorry.
paralysis, not stasis.
Yes.
Thank you much.
The name that comes in, the name that actually gets kind of blasted into your brain is the Truth Seeker. That's how it is comprehended into you. However, as you read this name, shit, pure chaos takes root in your mind as you see visions of everything you've seen. Everything you've seen up to this point inside the Shadelands. You see explosions, you see giant craters tearing and rending the ground. You see a moment of that, and then you see peace. You see everything back to normal. You see giant gateways opened up, and soldiers, fitting the description of Lacroix, just marching through, and then coming back out with, and others coming out of other portals holding the heads of creatures of unknown origin. And then it blasts back to everything's normal. Then it blasts back to an all-out war inside the city, with people that you recognize and you don't recognize. Some people that you do get, some people that you don't get. factions of people you've never seen before, people wearing blue stained armor with yellow capes, others wielding magic, not of the warlock variety, but of sorcerers and wizards, throwing spells into the city. You see giant cracks open up in the middle of Yon Kath, and fire and radiance erupt from the ground. You see, for a split second, you see the sky break open, and then a second later, you see a giant tentacle slam into the black span, crushing it. And then you see a second later, everything's back to normal. And this cycle repeats over and over and over again for an entire hour. Or
Cool.
until someone can cure you. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and give you a save again in 10 minutes. So go ahead and make your next save.
Thank God, that's better. 27? Yeah, 27. I can math.
Damn, yeah. So not only do you break out of the daze, you actually find yourself able to move. You're like at half speed, like your entire body is racked from what just happened.
Yeah.
You had pure sanity injected into your brain, but in a way that you didn't truly understand it could be.
Issa's gonna look or probably just throw up immediately.
That's fair.
Just patting her back. It's alright. I don't know what it was, but
Thanks.
we get over it.
Ugh. Fuck me running. Just stare directly at Unya. The shit I do for you.
It
was totally appropriate.
He left.
He just straight up left. Oh my god.
The shit I do for you. Bye. I guess I'll
Oh my
leave
god,
then.
we're gonna have to wait for him to turn his
Unya
camera
just
back
walks
on.
off the cliff. Like, I'm done with this treatment.
All right.
He's like
Okay,
the
there we
meme of
go.
that kid that just threw the deuces and then faded away.
I'm going to cut that clip. That's just gonna be a thing now. That, mwah, chef's kiss. That was beautiful. The things I do for you.
Go.
Bye.
I went to unmute myself, but apparently it decided that I was hovering over disconnect. My bad.
Sure, it decided that. Purely for dramatic effect.
That was amazing.
No, what I was going to say was that, in my defense,
You were left
it was this or I
unattended.
bleed myself. Yeah, there's that too. It was this or I bleed myself again for more answers. Because
When I say that would have fucked me personally less, I mean that with my whole heart.
well, what did you find out?
I'm gonna punch him right in the kneecap because if I'm still on the ground, I feel like that's what I can reach.
All right. It's at disadvantage, but sure.
I mean, I'm already down there. How much of a disadvantage could it be?
It's just mechanics.
Fine.
Sorry, can't let you have everything.
God, insult to injury, I rolled 2 5s.
What's the total to hit?
14.
Unya, what's your AC?
17.
Probably better than that.
Yeah, so you miss.
Just
Unya's
barely.
like, what in the hell? Equipment. Oh, I
Do
don't
you
have
want
it
me
in
to
here.
punch him for you?
Please.
Hey, Unya,
I'll
what's
punch
the
him.
save? Okay, while this is happening, Unya, I need you to make a wisdom save versus the need.
Do I get to punch him psychically in the kneecap?
No. 16.
What's the save on that normally?
You're supposed to know this shit, so I don't have to keep
Shut
looking
up. I will. If you want me to look it up, I'm just gonna make it up. Oh wait, I can
There's-
just look it up here.
Yeah, you can quick search that shit.
Shut up. Nobody needs your shit.
18.
Oh, so you failed.
Yep.
Yep. You're not sure
Okay.
why, but apparently a lot of time passed when you were dead. So pick one and
Well,
begin doing
Can't
it.
do the. Yeah.
I mean, you could
Alright.
ask. You could ask for help. There is
Nope.
there is
I'm just-
someone here that can help you.
I'm aware, but I'm just gonna sit down and slip my wrists open.
Like in front of us. Once he starts doing it, I just like deck him as hard as I can.
Are you not entertained?
Wildly.
That is hands down the most millennial moment that has happened in this entire thing. You can ask for help. No, I'm just gonna sit here and slit my wrists.
Like I didn't say, he's like,
I would literally rather
oh, shit,
die.
well, I gotta do something.
I would literally rather die.
Hey,
Like,
whomst amongst us
wild.
doesn't struggle with depression? Am I right?
Fair. We all got here
I
somehow.
don't struggle with depression. I'm still alive, so depression struggles with me.
It's
Fair.
All right. Well,
Oh goodness.
we're gonna
I'm
go
gonna
ahead
get
and have
up
you...
and get out of the blood flow.
Fantastic. That's fair. And with that,
If Uni tries to do anything, I forcibly stop it.
and that's what we're gonna pick up next week, assuming I don't have anything come up. But yes, next week we'll pick up with Unya, millennially, whatever, you know the word.
Millennialing it.
Yes, thank you. It up. Teamwork makes the dream work. We'll see y'all next Friday, and don't forget tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time, you'll be able to watch us finish a fight. Hopefully not dying. Roman will be there.
I mean,
It'll be
that'll
great.
finish it.
Hopefully not dying.
Bye, everybody.
Probably not us dying.
Check out my Ko-Fi, all my stuff. I'm gonna see if I can't put this in here. Link tr.ee/
We're all crazy about my shit. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. That should do it. I think that works. Let me just click on it and see if it does. Yes, it does. All right, there's my link in there. It's got all linked to all the stuff. You go check it out. There's some stuff. Follow me and do it.
All right,
Okay,
Boomhauer.
Boomhauer.
Bye,
I don't
everybody.
say what, man.